Is this a recipe for disaster? My mother-in-law and my Lambo at the same time. Let's go.
I'm terrified. Oh God, oh gee, don't. Oh gee, don't.
So the next thing is,
right,
you get to drive. Okay, so something different for our YouTube channel today. This is my 2005 Lamborghini Murcielago Manual Coupe, and we are doing something most men would not do. I don't think I've ever taken my mother-in-law out for a drive, ever. And today I'm going to take her out in the Lamborghini. Most people don't have a great relationship with their mother-in-laws. She can be overbearing, she can be meddling, just difficult. You're going to meet my mother-in-law today. Let's see what she's like. So here we are, time to pick up my mother-in-law, Hilary. I first knocked on Hilary's door about 30 years ago to take her lovely daughter, my wife, to the cinema that night. So it's been 30 years that she's known me. She's put up with me for 30 years. You can hear her laughing already. Hilary, come here. Lovely to see you.
Good to see you too.
This is my wonderful mother-in-law, Hilary, and today we're going to take you out in the Lamborghini.
Right, okay, Chi, let's go.
Now, for some people that would be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law, fast car. And I've never driven you anywhere, so actually, if I go by mother like daughter, Liz often tells me, oh, watch that, and she normally grabs something or like puts her foot down.
I'm going to do a Liz, there's a lorry up there.
Okay.
It's bigger than me. Yeah, I used to do that with Steve.
Oh dear. Okay, well, let's get you in.
Be mad.
We've had a good relationship for 30 years. I think I'm about to ruin it.
I'm in. Seatbelt? Is there a seatbelt?
No, there's no seatbelts.
Right, okay.
No, they're on your right. Here we go. Wish me luck. Okay.
Just drive carefully. Don't look the part, I'm terrified.
I think this might be the only YouTube video I've done that your daughter's going to watch. She doesn't watch my other stuff. Right, I'll change the music. Something more appropriate.
It's like when you used to come 30 years ago, Chi.
We'll talk about that. Okay, we're off.
We're off.
I'm currently doing 10 miles an hour in a 30, because this is a 30.
This one's pretty loud and wild.
Okay. Do you like Lamborghinis?
I'll tell you when you get me back home. You know what my dad would have called it?
Go on.
Yellow submarine.
Back then, 30 years ago, my first car was a 1971 VW Beetle. And you used to hear me arrive before you saw me.
We most certainly did, and everybody knew.
Was that the engine or the music system?
The music.
Yeah, back then I had 14-inch sub and 2 10s, and it's quite loud.
It was loud. Gears are noisy.
It's a clunkier, more, what's the word, analog experience. Like the cars now have flappy paddles and dual clutch, and it's very smooth, a lot smoother, but this is part of it being a modern classic now.
Okay.
But
so
noisy
what do
is good.
I know?
No, but that's the noise it makes.
Yeah.
How does it feel sat in it?
Bit like taking off in an aircraft. Ooh, I'll just close my eyes.
But do you feel very low to the ground? Do you?
Yes, definitely. I mean, my car's so high up, I'm not looking. Oh, gee. Oh. Like, for me, it just seems so low. You know, for me, I personally wouldn't want to, oh gee, don't.
I've done this road for 30 years.
Maybe you have, maybe you have. I've been doing it for longer. Oh gee, don't. Oh, you frightened me to death.
Your daughter says she's worried that sometimes I might drive a car and it will topple over because I go around the corner so fast.
Yeah, well that's
I'm just practicing my racing lines. Let's talk about the mother-in-law thing.
Oh right, okay. But I'm lovely.
Have we ever had a crossword in 30 years?
No.
I can't think of one.
I don't think we have.
No, and so many of my friends have these, like they say things when I meet other friends, oh God, mother-in-law's coming over, oh, my in-laws are coming over. And I look at them thinking, is it me that it's strange that I've always had such a good relationship.
I'm just very placid, G.
I'm sure there's been times that I've frustrated or like...
Oh, I can't believe that. Maybe once or twice, but it's hard to believe, isn't it? 30 years. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
And 4 daughters later, 4 granddaughters. And it's really interesting for us as parents, now seeing the grandparents, you and my mum, letting the kids get away with things that... Buying them McDonald's that we weren't allowed, giving them Coca-Cola that we weren't allowed.
Well, that's the joy of being a grandparent, isn't it? Because you can do the things that you couldn't do as a parent. Because if you did it as a parent, then your life would be a bit miserable, really, because your kids would walk all over you. But, you know, when you're a grandparent, you can do all those things and give them back.
And one of the things that were very different about my upbringing with the Italian culture, as well as like Liz's upbringing, is very different. Like, for me, I want to kind of, I don't know, it was instilled in me to preempt the mistakes and try stop them from making mistakes.
Yeah.
But I've had to learn, especially with the girls, like they need to make their mistakes.
Oh,
unless
absolutely.
they're doing something like drastically wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. You all make mistakes in life. It doesn't matter how old you are. And it doesn't matter that you make mistakes as long as you learn by them. As parents, you don't always get it right either, but, you know, oh God, oh gee, don't.
You were in mid-flow, I didn't think you were expecting it. So no crosswords at 30 years. Let's see how we are by the end of this drive.
I was going to say, I didn't know you were taking me to Thurley. I'm wondering what on earth we're going to be doing. I can feel me putting my foot on the brake.
Oh, you're doing it.
I think it's the noise the car makes that makes it even faster as well, really.
I've had that lot over the years, that people hear the noise, and even if I'm doing 30 and a 30, I've had people waving at me to slow down.
Yeah.
But because the car looks fast, sounds fast, is loud, I'm literally doing the speed limit. Well, I've not gone above the speed limit in any area at all, just as a disclaimer for anybody watching. It's just the sound of the engine and my mother-in-law's reactions.
Going,
Was Steve a good driver?
He often used to drive too fast for my liking and too close to people.
Okay.
You know, but possibly
like this.
Yeah.
I loved cars from the beginning, like the Beetle. Then there was that bit when we moved to Watford, though. I had a Vauxhall Vectra estate, and Liz was driving a Fiat Punto.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of progressed from there. And now I think I've got 12 cars.
Well, I know every time I sort of pull up on the drive, there's another one, and I never know whether they're yours or...
No, you just found out about the Toyota we've built for SEMA, so you didn't know about that one.
No, I don't know about
you won't see it either.
A bit like an aircraft, isn't it?
Yeah, the Viola one that I had was like a fighting jet, where inside it had the button that you press to start it.
But the power, that's the only thing I can relate it to, is when you're taking off in an aircraft and all of a sudden you just, you know, when you're sitting in an aircraft and you're about to take off, and then you get that
sudden rush.
That sudden rush. That's the only thing I can equate it to.
It pins you back in the seat.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can equate it to.
I think for me, for petrol heads and real petrol, with all the electric cars and everything, they lack soul, and this has got so much soul from the clunky gearbox, and it's manual, it's analog, and the noise, the feeling, because you are low to the ground, you can feel the bumps.
Yeah.
It's very smooth. It was surprisingly smooth. And at that level here, you probably get a drone in your ear.
I'm not convinced about electric cars. I think we've got a long, long way to go with them, and I don't believe at this moment in time that they're as eco-friendly as they make them out to be. You know, they're too quiet for me as well, because I've only driven one once, and listen to your engine and you know your car, don't you? And if there's something wrong, you usually you hear it, don't you? And you think, oh, that's not running quite right.
You don't hear them as pedestrians, or
no, that's
you
right.
hear or you feel there's a car around you when you're on the road and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest compliment to me as a driver, whenever we drive anywhere and I take Liz or the girls or anything, is when they fall asleep. because if they're relaxed enough to fall asleep,
Well, I hate to
must
tell
be
you,
doing something right. Are you going to fall asleep?
I used to fall asleep with Steve.
So if you're watching, the plan is my mother-in-law falls asleep by the end of this drive, and then that makes me a great driver.
I don't think somehow I'm going to fall asleep on this one.
Can't see her feet, but she's hitting the brakes.
I've got my foot on the brake. Both feet on the brake.
So the next thing is,
right,
you get to drive.
No. No, definitely not. I would be terrified.
Even in a private car park, like Bessie is now learning. It's okay, I'm not going to let you drive.
No, I think I would feel very low. Where you're sat, you know, you've also got this bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know, whereas, you know, I've just got this and I still feel it's low. I've no aspirations to want to drive it, so you can sleep at night.
This one is the one that in a few years' time could be worth a lot more money, which I'll have to sell to pay for my daughter's weddings.
They might not get married. Have you thought about that?
Amazing. All in all, has it been a good experience?
Oh yeah, and it's a beautiful, beautiful car, Chi. I would never ever say anything else. Would I want one? No. But I can understand why you like it. I mean, I can.
We did a video where I went out with a driving instructor and he put me through my paces, and I took my test again with him.
Right.
And I failed miserably. So we already know that from that.
I'm going to say, that's probably not a good time to tell me.
As your son-in-law, did you feel safe in the car?
Yes, I think I do actually, in fairness. I've got to trust you, haven't I? Did I feel safe to start with? No, maybe not.
He told me to give it some. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. We'll see you again next time on the channel, where we'll give you an update on the Corolla SEMA build. Say bye.
Bye.